All right, this is our review for our last common assessment, so go ahead and follow along if you need help with it. So triangle ABC is shown below. What is the measure of angle C in degrees? So if we remember, when I add up all the degrees in a triangle, we should get 180 degrees, meaning I need to add 32.8 and 80 first. So 80 plus that 32 and 8/10, we get 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. 8 plus 3, that is going to be 11. So we get 112 and 8/10. That's not our answer, because now we have to take that and subtract it from 180. I caution you to make sure that you are lining up your decimals, okay? So like if I were to give an example, if you were to set up 80 and then we would do the 32.8 like this, that is wrong, because you're telling me that this is an 8, like a whole number 8, not an 80. So make sure you're lining up your decimals correctly. All right, so now we're gonna subtract this. I gotta borrow. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 2 is gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the 7. And then 7 minus 1 is 6. So you should have gotten 67.2 degrees. All right, next one we have a trapezoid. How do I find the area of a trapezoid? Well, that's area equals base 1 plus base 2 times the height, then we divide it by 2. We always want to ask ourselves, are they giving us dimensions that are meant to confuse us? And yes, they are. This 4 and 1/10, we do not need it, so we cross it off because it's extra information. So now we're going to do 8.5 plus 6 times 4 divide by 2. Again, just like I cautioned you earlier, make sure you're lining up your decimals. So 8.5 plus 6 is going to be 14.5. We're now going to multiply that by 4. 4 times 5 is 20, carry a 2. 4 times 4 is 16. So I add 2, so that's 18, carry a 1. 4 times 1 is 4, but then I add 1, so it's going to be 5. So I have 58, because remember, we got to move the decimal over 1. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to divide that by 2. So 58 divided by 2. 2 can go in a 5 2 times. We get 4. Subtract to get 1. Bring down an 8. 2 into 18 is 9 times. So our answer for this trapezoid question is 29 centimeters squared. All right, the next one, make sure we're reading the entire problem. So the next one is saying the rectangle below is cut along the dotted line to form a triangle. What is the area of the triangle in square inches? So it's trying to confuse us by giving us a rectangle and thinking we have to find the area of the rectangle, but we don't. It's the area of a triangle. So this over here is extra information we don't need. There is also the slanted side, which is 13. We do not need that. So again, it's area equals base times height divided by 2. So the area is the 12 times 5 divided by 2. When we do 12 times 5, we get 60. So 60 divided by 2 is 30. So it's 30 inches squared. Okay, next one. I have that the area of a parallelogram is 57.6 square inches. The base of the parallelogram is 9 inches long. What is h, the height of the parallelogram? So we're talking about a parallelogram. We know that the area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height. Okay, what did they give us in this problem? Well, they gave us that it was 57.6 is the area. The base is 9, and I'm missing the height. If we remember, when they give us the area, we have to divide because we need to do the opposite. So we need to do 9 going into 57.6. So let's go ahead. 9 can go into 57 6 times, because 6 times 9 is 54. We subtract to get 3. Bring down the 6. 9 into 36 is 4 times. So 4 times 9 is 36. So our height is the 6 4/10 inches. All right, let's go over to the back. Janie had 3 straws that were 2 inches long, 3 inches, and 5 inches long. So 2, 3, and 5. Could she form a triangle? Why or why not? So if we remember, this is when we do small plus large has to be greater. Small plus medium has to be greater than large. So the smallest number is 2. The next smallest is 3. And the largest number is 5. So when I do 2 plus 3, it should be greater than 5 to form a triangle. If it is not greater than 5, then it is not a triangle. So what's 2 plus 3? Well, that's 5. And 5 is not greater than 5. So this cannot be a triangle. They're equal to, not greater than. Next one. Another trapezoid. So, just like I said earlier, area equals base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. The area is equal to 12 plus 5 times 8 divided by 2. Again, that 10 is extra information I do not need. So let's look at it. The first step is to do 12 plus 5, which is 17. Now we're going to do 17 times 8 divided by 2. 17 times 8. 8 times 7 is 56. Carry the 5. 8 times 1 is 8, but then I add 5, so that's 13. So it's 136 divided by 2. Let's go ahead and do that. 2 can go into 13 6 times, because 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract to get 1. Bring down the 6. 2 into 16 is going to be 8 times. So that is our answer, 68 feet squared. All right. Area of a parallelogram. We said that earlier. In order to find the area of a parallelogram is area equals base times height. So there's extra information here. The 7, I don't want the 7. It's the slanted side. So we're going to do area equals 10 times 6. And 10 times 6 is 60. So 60 centimeters squared. All right, last one is a volume question. Find the volume of the shoebox in cubic centimeters. If we look at our star chart, it's going to show us that volume is equal to this capital B times height. And if remember, I told you that this just means length times width, area of the base. So the volume is length times width times height, which just means we're multiplying all of these numbers together. So let's plug that in. 18 4/10 times 8 times 11. So let's do the 18 4/10 times 8 first. Okay, so 8 times 4 is 32. Carry that 3. 8 times 8 is going to end up being 64. 64 plus 3 is 67, so 7 carry the 6. 8 times 1 is 8, but then I add 6, so it's going to be 14. Carry my decimal over 1, so volume is equal to 147.2. Now we got to multiply that by 11, though. That's not our full answer. Times 11. 1 times 2 is 2. 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Add a 0. 1 times 2. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 1 is a 1 again. I'm going to add that up. 7 plus 2 is 9. 4 plus 7 is going to end up being that 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 4 is 6. And 1. Want to move my decimal over one spot, so our answer is 1,619.2 centimeters cubed. Again, if there was any part in this video that you need to go over again, pause, rewind, whatever you need to do, please do so before our test. Thank you.